dripping in ice. You looking at you. It's squad goals when are you pretty like no, no.
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the 100, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat, no pneumonia, the rats keep me up on the ocean, I had a in my shoulder, you got a bitch, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, and who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag.
What's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. What's up, keep the rest. Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone. A lot of these.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Oakland Raiders. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Raiders have got him.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. They bring their punter out there now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Detroit! Detroit! Set!
They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cole. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Here's Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. And this is going to go the other way. The defense has it.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. David Njoku, his third touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw on second down. Murray. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Throwing on first down. Murray. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And now back out comes the offense. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
A handoff to Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Gone! Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Well, the open man is Westbrook. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Oh, shifty.
Whoa.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking long for Westbrook. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit.
They'll set up a throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This long drive continues here to start the 2nd quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And after the broken tackle, couldn't get free for much space. Taken down right at the 10. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. It doesn't matter what you call a position. It's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Leopard!
He'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he is out of bounds here. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal?
Watch it now, Barney.
They give it to him running left. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit.
They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. DJ Reader. Coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Set. 3-19. Detroit.
Operating from the gun. Murray. And an alley to run. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable third down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
All right, now, lucky 56.
From the gun on third down, Murray. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one go.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Nixon with a first down carry. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Leopard!
Here's a give to Mixon. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Murray now. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra. Yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Gun!
From the gun, Murray. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw on third down. Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Cole. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Here we go now.
Operating from the gun. Murray looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Schwartz. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
A first down carry for Smith. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
On first down, Murray. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, Murray. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Smith trying to run for it. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Second and goal from the 1. He's going to get it running right. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. PAT up and good by Rosas. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking long for West, and that's caught inside the 35. A big play there, and even 50 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play. Not exactly the sequence that an offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Back now in the East Bay as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
They'll set up to throw. Steps away to his left. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. And his kick is good. And that now makes this a 15-7 game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And now here come the Raiders. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on second down. Murray, throw left side, complete. That's Harmon. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Off-play action. Murray, he'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep rights, and this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Detroit! Hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Operating from the gun. Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders move back within a couple of the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hut, hut. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Murray escaping the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. So now it's 4th down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option, but as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit.
He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Joe Mixon. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now whistles and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Now back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make. And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves. Rosas good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Back to throw. That's caught by Meredith right side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. Now this is caught inside the 15. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Watch it now, Barney! Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The pitch goes to Smith. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Oakland, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Wow.